Hi, welcome back to Homestead Health. My name is Caitlin, and today I'm going to get started tilling up my garden bed. I'm also going to take the opportunity while my soil is loose and churned up to test my soil to see what amendments I need to buy later this week to mix into my soil. I really don't have that much time until spring, and so I'm anxious to get started today, but I'm also anxious to see what my garden beds really need. I don't have that big of a plot that I'll be working with, and so I'm anxious to see how much ground I'll be able to work with. Later this week I will be finishing up seed starting for myself, and I don't want to start too few plants. Starting too many plants is okay because I can give them away as gifts, but starting too few plants means that I'll be a sad puppy that day. But I'm really excited. I'm rearing to go. It's nap time for my kids, and so I've got about an hour or two to play with. So, just so you know what I'm working with, this is my dad's tiller, and it used to belong to my pawpaw, which of course means there's some super wonky way to start it. There's this nail that probably was used to crucify people back in the day that attached to this rope, that on the opposite side here you have to rope it around and catch it in this little notch, and that's what I've been trying to start it with, and obviously it's not been working. I've been doing it for a while and it's not doing crap. I'm also using this bungee cord here on the front to hold this down for me, because somebody needs to hold down this part while trying to start it. This is our electric front end tiller. That one's also front end tiller. And the reason I didn't jump to this one right away is because, one, I knew that it was just absolutely trapped within the blades. But also you need extension cords, and it's just, in my brain it was more of a hassle than trying to get the gas ran tiller up and running. So I'm going to be working on this for a second as well. Say hi. Hi. Look who's up. If anybody's wondering how I keep my kids safe, this is a kiddie playground. Obviously they're a little too big for it now, but it's going to work for today because the road is just right there, and we want to stay safe, huh? Yeah. Over here I have collected every length of power cable, what's this called? Extension cord that I possibly can. Hold on, please. And I'm going to plug it in, and this is where my garden plot's going to be, so I'm going to just get to work. So today has been extremely rough on me. Hey girls. I wish I had more time to spend with my animals today, because honestly the infrastructure stuff, the building stuff, it's fun whenever you have a buddy. Whenever you're by yourself, it's a good way to test who you are. Today I learned I frustrate easily, but we knew that. Very long story short, where I'm walking to now is the garden bed area. Y'all saw me try to put that one, or get that tiller my pawpaw had. Y'all saw me try to put that together, or to get it started. It wasn't happening for me. And then I got the small tiller out, and I was going to use it, and it was going to be all well and good, but after like 15 minutes of using it, I didn't get barely anything done. So I hopped in the truck, I went to Home Depot, and I rented a tiller. It kicked my butt. It's way bigger than I am, but at the same time, it worked way harder than the smaller tiller did. So this is my garden space now. I've got one complete row done. This is approximately 4 feet wide. There is a spacing here for an aisle. I'm not going to be tilling that up. My plan for that is to use landscape fabric and just run it all down the center and staple it down, not mess with it. I really don't want to disrupt this whole area too badly because this isn't our forever home, and I don't want it to be a forever garden plot for my father-in-law. And so I don't want to come in here and just completely wreak havoc. A couple of garden rows is all I really need. And I think so far it's going to be great. I'm going to finish up in the morning, but for now I got to get on to the rest of my evening chores and dinner.
Hello, welcome to this back channel. We're going to hold a bunch of seeds on the garden right over here at Papa's house. So we're going to sing but pretty.
Purdy, get out of it. See, this is where I need to fence this in. Go. Go, bad dog. I was able to go to bed last night feeling a lot better at the end of the day. I mean, yesterday it was just one of those mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausting days. I'm just covered in bruises from wrestling with tillers. But I went to bed a little lighter knowing that my workload was going to be somewhat smaller today. And so I was able to finish tilling today at record speed, I would say. About two and a half hours is how long it took me to wrap it all up. And because of my husband's super genius idea, it was actually a way easier to load the tiller than I thought it was going to be. All in all, I'm just happy that it's done. There's a couple more things I need to do for the in-ground garden bed. I need to test my soil, which I will do probably tomorrow morning. But I'm going to use an Amazon kit to test my soil and see what it needs as far as amendment goes. I'm hoping that all I need is to add some rabbit manure, and then I'll be on my way. And maybe some liquid fertilizer as I go. I'm also hoping that sometime this week I can get my seeds started. I want to start some in-ground plants like radishes and beets. I want to go ahead and throw those down in the soil. I also need to see if there is any other amendments, because I would need to work them into the soil before I start really planting. So that's coming up. And I also, hey, be nice. I also need to see, well, it's been slobbered off, but I had writing on my wrist from whenever I went to the feed store today. I wrote down their cost for fencing and stuff, and I need to see how I'm going to choose to enclose the garden off just to keep most pests, but honestly probably more like puppy traffic down to a minimum. Otherwise, I'm kind of glad that this work day and yesterday's work day is over. My schedule is jam-packed for like the next 4 or 5 days, and I'm tired just looking at it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I've got great things coming up in the future, and yeah, I'll see y'all later.